Hey everyone, Mr. Hayden here. Today I'm going to do the homework that was due today, except I'm going to do it in Desmos. And tomorrow's homework is going to be the even numbers. And I want you to do them not on paper, but in Desmos, then share your project with me. So I'm going to go in to Desmos. Make sure you sign in whenever you use Desmos. And I'm going to say, call this graph linear inequalities, homework, odd numbers. Okay, so when you're using Desmos, one nice thing you can do is instead of just entering equations, you can put notes above your equations or below, which is text that it kind of explains what's going on here. So I'm going to, and to do that, the easiest way is to start by typing a quotation mark. That turns the line in Desmos into a comment. All right, and then I'm going to say problem number 1. Okay, and then I'm going to go to the next line, and I'm going to write the equation y equals 1/2 x minus 4. All right, so Desmos graphs it and even does the shading. Now the important thing to know, especially when you're doing something that's in slope-intercept form and the slope is a fraction, if I just start typing y, whoops, sorry, I undid that. If I just start typing y less than 1 divided by 2 x minus 4, notice that after I type the 2, if I just type in x, Desmos will think the x and the 2 go in the denominator, not just the 2. So what you have to do when you have a coefficient or a slope value that's a fraction is after you type in the fraction, you have to hit the right arrow key to kind of escape the fraction. And then you can type the rest of the problem. Okay, so now I'm going to do number 3, and I'm going to label it number 3, and it's going to be I'm going to hit enter. It's going to be y greater than equal to 4/5 right arrow x minus 4. Okay, and I'm going to get rid of problem number 1 by clicking on its circle, or at least not displayed on the graph, so that now I only have problem number 3. Okay, I'm going to take a pause for a second while I enter the rest of the problems, and then we'll go over them as soon as I'm done. All right, so I entered the rest of the homework problems in Desmos, and I'm just going to go through them right now. So problem number 5 would be x minus 2y is less than 4, and that's also the same thing as y is greater than, and then it would be, let's see, -1, no, y is greater than 1/2 x minus, let's see if I can do this in my head, minus 4 minus 2. So y greater than 1/2 x minus 2 if you write that in slope-intercept form. Okay, then here is problem number 7. It's a system, and the solution region is going to be where the shading overlaps. So the solution region is in this area right here. The number 9 is also a system. So that would be that, and the solution region is going to be in here. Okay, now interestingly enough, if the first inequality had instead of being less than, was greater than, then the system would have no solution because there would be no overlapping region. You have parallel lines, opposite sides are being shaded, so there's no solution. However, that's not the way it is. It is actually this. So this region in here is the solution region. Oh, excuse me. Okay, and then the last one is going to be going to look like that, and then this would be the solution region in here, the dark purple. Okay, so for homework tomorrow, I would like to have you do 2, 4, 6, 8, the even problems in this same section or the same document, except that I'd like you to do them in Desmos only. So what you want to do is sign into Desmos, and then you want to make sure that you create a new project, and I would just call it linear inequalities, homework, and then I would say even numbers. All right. Okay, and then I want you to use comments to label the problem. So the way to use comments, once again, is you type a quotation mark first. That immediately turns that line into a comment. So then I would do like problem number 2. And actually, it looks like I already had a that as a comment. So, then I start typing in my inequality. Something like this. Okay, then I'm going to do quotation mark, and then I'm going to do problem number 4. And then I would enter whatever it is. So that's the way I want you to set it up. I want you right above the 1 or 2 inequalities that are that problem. I want you to put a comment and put problem number 2. Then the next line be the inequality for number 2. Problem number 4, the inequality. So just like I have it formatted here. And that way you'll have all of them entered, and you can just click on them to see them graphed individually. So that's going to be the homework for Thursday. It's really important to be able to use Desmos on your own. You never know what kind of math class or science class or even social science class that you'll find it useful for. So if there's one thing I really want you to get out of this class this year, it's how to use Desmos. How to do regression with a table of values, how to graph lines and inequalities, how to add comments, how to change the scale or the colors or any variety of things. So it's a really powerful tool. So after you do the homework for for Thursday, today's Tuesday, then you should save it and then click the share graph or the share button icon in the upper right hand corner, which is the square with the arrow in it, and then copy the hyperlink, and then I would like you to submit that in Google Classroom if you can. Now, unfortunately, I can't see what a student account in Google Classroom looks like. I really would like everybody to start submitting their homework in Classroom. And even if it's handwritten homework, I know on my Android phone, if I can click on, when I click the share button for a photo, sharing to Google Classroom is an option. And I'm wondering if you can do that as well. If you're taking a photo, it would just really make it a lot easier on me if everybody's homework answers were solutions and answers were in the same location, so I don't have to hunt Google Drive, your email, Classroom, all kinds of other locations. So if you could do that, that would be very helpful. And yeah, So that's it. So for Thursday, do the even problems, except Desmos only, and share that with me and see if you can share it via in the as an answer for your submission for the assignment, which I'm about to put in Classroom right now. All right, that's it, and hope you had a good weekend, and we will see you soon. Oh, I also wanted to say, some people aren't submitting anything. It looks like, you know, you really do need to submit homework. There's no way for me to see it in class. So, pay attention to Google Classroom. Make sure you're dialed into the class. I don't want to have to give people F's for the marking period just because, well, mainly because they didn't do anything. Or I haven't heard from you since virtual instruction, or flexible instruction, I should say, began. So make sure you are submitting things, and if you see in Genesis that you got a failing grade for it, for something that I was just grading for completion, then make sure you get that work in. All right, that's it. Enjoy the sunshine today, and we'll see you on Thursday.